It says in Proverbs 12:1, whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but he who hates reproof is stupid. Proverbs 15:32 says, whoever ignores instruction despises himself, but he who listens to reproof gains intelligence. So I I don't understand why we have people in evangelical Christianity, whether it's Pentecostals like Assembly of God with their seminaries or Southern Baptists with their seminaries, why we have people who just hate reproof. They just act stupid. They hate reproof and they act stupid because they hate reproof. And the lack of humility, and I apply this to myself, I point at my own chest as well. The lack of humility that there is with this, um, with seminary graduates over the eternal security issue and over pneumatology issues relating to the Holy Spirit. And I don't understand why there is such a shallowness here. It is so shallow. It is so pathetic. And I'm speaking to an attitude of pride and arrogance. I'm speaking to an attitude that doesn't want to learn, that cannot be taught, that is unteachable. There is no student. I've been watching some videos Gordon Robertson has done on CBN, and I like how he says, I'm a student of church history, or I'm a student of this, or I'm a student of Bible translations, I'm a student of blank. I like how he says that, even though he's advanced in years. And that is the right kind of attitude to have as a Christian. But he who hates reproof is stupid. Proverbs 12:1. He who hates reproof is stupid. Proverbs 12:1. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like that, especially when we're talking about divine matters. Do you know that the old word for theologian was not theologian? It was divine. This man over here, he graduated from the theology school. It used to be called a divinity school. In some places they still are. They're called divinity schools. This man, this graduate, is a divine. He's a divine. Where is that today? Where is the clerical collar that says this man is set apart? Where is that desire to accept reproof on the spiritual life? I think there is a superficiality when people do not want to accept correction on the spiritual life. It speaks to a superficiality in that person's character. That person is not seeking God. That person has their sense of security in the wrong things and not in God alone and not in God himself. Other things have crowded into the mind of that person and have become their safe place. But it is not God. It's something else that they might associate with God, but it's not God. It's not him. And what I think a mature approach to the eternal security issue is to have a nuanced view of it and not have this attitude of I can never associate with someone who has an opposite view. I can never associate, and I'm going to put them down because they have an opposite view. That is an incredible lack of humility and spiritual immaturity. And I'm not talking about not having a sense of humor in general. I'm saying when something as serious as that, because we're talking about a person's salvation status, we're talking about the core of a person's walk with God. That's the most serious thing, is the assurance of salvation. If a person doesn't have that right, okay, and you have Wesleyans over here and you have Baptists over here and they have opposing views on it, okay, a mature attitude, okay, you have a mature person who hasn't made up his mind yet and he comes into the middle of this. That mature person, I don't care how advanced he is in years, he wants to be right with God. And so he's never going to approach an attitude of trivializing a person on this issue. Nor would this person trivialize courtroom imagery when speaking of God, since the Bible is filled with it. And in a sense, God is the judge sitting up there at the bar, and we have two lawyers. One is a Calvinist divine and the other one is a Wesleyan divine, and they're debating before the court over the matter. And to make jokes about this or to speak lightly about this is disgusting, because people's souls are held in the balance over this issue. And I think that while you could never resolve this problem in just 1 hour, this is a lifetime problem for people. This is a lifetime problem. And to have a neglectful and apathetic attitude about the subject is to reveal that you are spiritually immature and that everything is a joke to you, even this. Even this is a joke to you.